Welcome back, everyone. I'm Shortcut Sherry, and it's another Tip Tuesday. This Tuesday, we're starting to wrap up our series in task management using Microsoft Project. In the last couple of weeks, we talked about SharePoint lists. Prior to that, we talked about Microsoft Project, and I promised you that I would show you how SharePoint and Project work together. Previously, I created a SharePoint list in my SharePoint site based on the classic SharePoint task list format. This is key, and if you missed that tip, go ahead and backtrack because you're going to need to know how that works. This is a standard format of a task list. And now I want to synchronize my Microsoft Project file, which allows people to make updates in their own tasks without touching my project file. I don't want to give them access to my project file, but I do want to kind of streamline the way that I collect the updates from them. Let's get away from all of the update meetings and the status meetings and the emails letting us know where things are at and start working a little smarter. Microsoft Project works with the SharePoint task list, and in order to make that connection, let's go back to the home site for this SharePoint site. And we need to capture the URL that's at the top of the page. For security reasons, I have to obscure what those URLs are, but it should be your domain.sharepoint/sites and then whatever your site name is. Next, we're going to go back to Project, and under the File tab, select the option to save as, choose the Sync with SharePoint, and it's going to ask you, where do you want to create the SharePoint task list? If this is the first time that you're creating one, it will create an entire SharePoint site for you. If you want to plug it into an existing site, you'll need to change this to existing SharePoint site, and then paste in the address that we just captured. And click Verify Site. This verifies that the site exists and it can make the connection. And it will also populate the task lists that are available in the next drop-down list. If you have multiple lists for tasks, you will see multiple options. So you want to make sure you select the correct task list and then click Save. Currently, it's updating the SharePoint site. A few weeks ago, I showed you how to replace your generic resources with actual people. If you happen to see an error message such as this, it's because you still have generic placeholders and it can't make the connection to an actual person in your organization. It doesn't mean that it won't sync, it's just going to sync it without an assignment. Click OK. And let's go to SharePoint. And here's my task list that's completely populated with my entire project plan. A couple of cautions that I've run into with this. You want to make sure that your project plan is very stable. Reorganizing or creating the dependencies between the tasks or moving them around can cause a lot of issues within the SharePoint site. So make sure that that's fairly stable or you may run into some problems. So that's a fairly quick tip. The nice thing about this is if I update an item, it's going to update in the project file. As the project manager, I can manage it from the project, and to capture any new changes, I'm going to click Save. And because it knows it's connected, and again, I'm getting issues because I have those generic resources in there, you can see the one that I just marked as complete is now marked complete in my project plan. Each time you open your project plan file, it will synchronize back to the SharePoint list and capture those changes. That's my tip for this week. Thanks for watching. Next week, we're going to wrap this all up and I'm going to show you how the three work together: Project, SharePoint, and Outlook, and how you can help manage your tasks across all three platforms based on your role. In the meantime, check out some of these great events that we have coming up. And until next time, I'm Shortcut Sherry, and it's my job to make your job easier.